We got some nightly Saints talk tonight. Nightly Saints talk with your boy, Every 504. As we get everybody a chance. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. We got some nightly Saints talk tonight. Just a little brief thing. Remember that we will be back on the weekend. This weekend on Saturday, the Saints are not playing until September the 11th. They're not playing until September the 11th. So I guess we'll go back on Saturday, and we will do more. We'll continue coverage of the New Orleans Saints. Also, a little bit of talking about the New Orleans Pelicans, but most of the Saints, because we are in the New Orleans Saints season. So we're definitely going to be talking about the Saints, okay? What's going on, Trav 504? Just give me a minute and we're going to get started. Who that baby? What's going on? This is your boy Everett 504 in the house. Going solo tonight. The host of this channel will not be on until Saturday, and I am covering for him. I'm actually his father. I'm the co-host of the Baddest Sports Show podcast, and I'm the middle guy who tries to keep the channel going during the week. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Travis 504 in the house. Shout out to you. And there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of roster changes with the New Orleans Saints. There's a lot of moves that this team is going to make. There's going to be a lot of tough cuts. One of the tough cuts already was Abram Smith. Being cut. They released him. I'm probably giving him a chance to go reach another team, or maybe preparing him for the practice squad if nobody takes him off the cut list. Maybe that will happen. Shout out to Bronze. What's going on? Who that baby? Who that nation? Yes, they got some interesting cuts that's going to be happening. Also, you already seen Kevin White. Kevin White was they released Kevin White with an injured settlement. He was released from the football team. Shout out to Kevin White for all his services that he gave to the New Orleans Saints. They probably will call him back if some kind of major injury happened. Shout out to Mr. Baker in the house. You know what I'm saying? Sony Michel is a free agent, and we need to get him. Yeah, the last time Sony Michel had an opportunity to come to the New Orleans Saints, he actually chose to go to Miami. He turned down the New Orleans Saints the very first time and chose to go to the Miami Dolphins. So, it's going to be very interesting if the Saints look to bring him back. I don't know. Are the Saints really happy with their running backs? You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans are not happy with the running back situation. Are the Saints happy with the running back situation? And that's just the whole deal. A lot of Saints fans are talking about picking up Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham is available. I heard this over Twitter. I heard a lot of people. But right now, the biggest need for the New Orleans Saints is getting a right tackle. I think that's really the biggest need for the Saints, is to pick up another tackle. There's a lot of tackles that are available, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things that the Saints should be concerned with, is getting a offensive tackle, due to the fact that that Trevor Penning is going to be gone for for a longest stint of a time. You know what I'm saying? So we have to think about what's needed, because as Saints fans, we want toys. As Saints fans, we want toys. We always want extra toys. That's just what Saints fans is. You can't have enough toys. But the Saints are loaded. The Saints are loaded at multiple positions. Some people may not agree, but I believe that the Saints are loaded at multiple positions. So sometimes as fans, we have to sit back and say, well, where are we going to fit all these players that you want? Fans want everybody. Soon as somebody get cut, the fans want that person from another team. Okay? Still fans in the paper bags in the days, yeah. And I want people to understand this. There are fans who think like fans because we want the best players. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to keep loaded, but you got to understand, are we equipped with the mighty dollar? Is the salary cap equipped to pick up certain players? So all of this is going to pay into the facts. Like I said, I heard a couple of people who are not satisfied with the New Orleans Saints tight end position. I think that Adam Troutman has showed that he's capable of being the tight end of the New Orleans Saints. Now, last year, if you would have told me this last year, I would have said cut or trade Adam Troutman. But Adam Troutman has been proving me wrong. This offseason, he has came to play. I'm not going to lie. This offseason, Adam Troutman is actually a sleeper guy right now who's actually playing well. He has played well in preseason, and he also has played. When you don't hit a name, then you know that the players is playing well. If you're not seeing them doing stupid mistakes, you know that the players are doing well. I'm telling you. And there's a lot. You haven't heard about Andreas Pete giving up sacks, giving up run plays. You really haven't heard of Andreas Pete, and that's one of the that's another guy that we actually picked on in previous years. Andreas Pete, you haven't seen him break a toenail. You know what I'm saying? You haven't heard of Andreas Pete breaking a toenail. He's actually been hanging in there. Okay. Hooks needs a plane ticket to Sean Payton's side. He'll be good there. I like that, Randall. I like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think Saints fans need to just take a chill pill and let these coaches do their thing. Like I said, I think the Saints are loaded at multiple positions. There are going to be many teams that are waiting for the Saints' final cuts. The players that's not going to make the New Orleans Saints are going to make other organizations. I think that this is one of them years that the Saints are very loaded. Very loaded. I'm just, it is what it is. Like I said, at first I was very concerned with the linebackers, but Eric, Wilson is actually Eric. I think his name Eric Wilson is actually has been an upgrade. Actually, he's playing lights out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm liking the linebacker position. I haven't seen, we can use another guy. I think when you sit back and you evaluate, John Bosket looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of looking at this team. We still going to look at other teams' cuts that are other teams that are loaded, and we're going to do our due diligence. You know what I'm saying? I think the Saints are going to be taking their time, and they're going to look for other players. If they do need another tight end, it's going to be at what price? Okay. I saw Lucas Crow. He played pretty well that last game. The last game against the Chargers, he really played really well. I also was looking at Taysom Hill. Like I said, Taysom Hill is a guy that's an X factor that they're going to use as an H-back type of player, a hybrid type of player. So they're going to use him in multiple positions. You're going to see Taysom all over the field. I think that's what's the fact that he's a wildcat on his football team. I think that the fact that Taysom is going to be a guy that's going to be able to do some of the things that we ain't going to. I mean, he's going to be all over the field, fans. He's going to be all over the field. And I still believe that if you are the Saints, you're still going to use him on the third down conversions. You're going to still use him for them 1 yards, them hard 1 yards. You don't want Jameis Winston doing quarterback sneaks. You don't want Jameis Winston sacrificing his body when you have a Taysom Hill. Okay? I'm never wanted I never saw Taysom Hill as the future quarterback. But I still believe that battering ram needs to be used, okay, in all parts of the football field. You have to utilize your weapons. The Saints have multiple weapons, and I'm looking at Dante Hardy. Now, Hardy is now, he used to be formerly known as Harris. And I look at Dante Hardy as a kid. I'm telling you, this kid is going to be dangerous. We're going to be using shot passes to him out the backfield. I think the Saints going to utilize his ability to make tackles. Make tacklers miss. Hardy is going to be another a guy that I can see the Saints utilizing in the backfield, like similar to what the 49ers are running out there. They were with Deebo Samuels. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of see that the Saints have multiple guys that I just really believe that they're so dangerous. The Saints are so dangerous. This is the most, come on, Saints fans. Think about the wide receiver core last year. Saints fans. Callaway was your starting wide receiver. And this is no indictment on Callaway. Traquan Smith. This is no indictment. Saints fans, look who Jameis was throwing the football to. I want you guys to understand that. Saints fans understand who Jameis, who was throwing the football. This guy, he was able to utilize his ability to, he was throwing to guys, Bryans, he was throwing to me and you. There were some unknown guys. Some of these guys would not have made other football teams. They wouldn't have made it. And I want people to understand this. The Saints was weak at wide receiver. It was weak at the wide receiver position. And I just really believe that the Saints have upgraded this, what Jameis got in New Orleans is what he did not get in Tampa Bay. Now, some people are going to say, what are you talking about? He had Godwin. He had Evans. Yeah, he had Godwin and Evans. He had Godwin. Godwin came on in Jameis' final year. The same year Jameis threw 30 interceptions. That was Godwin very first year, like really breaking out. And Evans has always been Evans. But they feed Tom Brady with Antonio Brown. Who that, Frosty? 504. They feed this man with multiple skill positions. They give Tom Brady Gronkowski. They give him Antonio Brown to go with Godwin and Evans. Some people can't. They don't want to talk about these things. Did they really go out for Jameis Winston after Jameis throws for 5,000 yards? No, they didn't do that. They didn't go out their way. Did they give Jameis a defense? Have you ever seen Tampa Bay with an elite defense since Warren Sapp and the boys? No. So we're going to think fairly. We're going to talk about this fairly. They drafted offensive linemen to protect Tom Brady. Tom Brady was set up to win. And Jameis Winston was set up to fail. And I can sit here and tell you that the Saints, I didn't see them do this for Drew Brees. I didn't see Mickey Loomis and them go out and get a Jarvis Landry for Drew Brees. I didn't see let's just be honest. Sean Payton got brothers that was like Lance Moore, undrafted guys like Willie Snead. And Drew Brees had to make these guys. Drew Brees literally had to make these guys stars. He got the players that nobody wanted. Drew Brees also had got a wide receiver that was drafted in the 7th round, who wound up being one of the greatest wide receivers in New Orleans Saints history. Now, I'm not knocking that situation, but when have you seen other than Jimmy Graham? And then Drew Brees developed Jimmy Graham. He was a 6th round pick. I think 6th or 4th round pick. So you have to understand that Jameis Winston is set up for success. And you've seen on that drive how fluent Jameis looked. Did he look comfortable, Saints fans? Man, the man looked so comfortable. Oh, man, it was so great to be a Saints fan, to see what's possible. Saints fans, you got to be excited, because I was excited watching Elvin. Elvin was running like a monster. Elvin was running like a guy that was determined. I was looking at the Saints, and we were so aggressive. The Saints, Mark Ingram looked like Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram looked like Mark Ingram, bringing that juice. 2 touchdowns. And some people are going to say, oh, it was preseason. God damn it. When Tom Brady can go out there and look good in preseason, and they ain't going to say nothing. They're going to say, that's Tom Brady. Well, let's talk about Jameis Winston going 4 for 4. And Andy Dalton going 5 for 5. Well, God damn it. The 3rd string quarterback was the 3rd string quarterback. He looked a little better, but I ain't going to call his name out because he's not going to make the team. Get his ass back on the practice squad and develop. But I can sit here and tell you that the New Orleans Saints is deep. And they looked good even when the young man got hurt. Our backup lineman looked pretty nice. The Saints ran the ball effectively. Something that Pete Carmichael is going to show you. He showed you a little bit of the balance that he's going to bring as a coach, as an offensive coordinator. Now, let's see what underrates Pete Carmichael. One of the things that underrates Pete Carmichael is that he's not going to try to be Sean Payton. He's going to try to be Pete Carmichael. Pete Carmichael came with Sean Payton from San Diego. A lot of people don't talk about this. He didn't come with Sean Payton. He came with Drew Brees from San Diego. Let me correct that. He didn't come with Sean Payton. He came from San Diego with Drew Brees. He was his quarterback coach who got promoted to offensive coordinator. See, people don't talk about these things. That the fact that this man, under the Bounty Gate, that he ran the Saints offense and the Saints was still top 5 in the NFL. The Saints didn't have a damn good defense. The defense was shit. Let's just be honest. The defense didn't look like Diddley Squad. Come on, Saints fan, let's just be honest. They couldn't put 2 and 2. New Orleans could never put 2 and 2. We either have a good offense, bad defense, a good defense, a bad offense. We just couldn't put it 2 and 2 since the Super Bowl. Okay? So I'm looking at this Saints team for the first time since 2009 that we have a complete team. And of course, that Saints team in 2009 didn't have a great defense, but they led the team. They led the NFL in turnovers. And that's just as good as a top 5 defense. When you able to take the ball, even though they gave up a lot of yards, they were able to take the football. And I smell takeaways from Tyrann Matthews, Marcus May. I think that the Saints, don't sleep on Justin Evans. There shouldn't be a Saints fan to sleep on. Boy, Tampa Bay made a mistake. Saints fans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers made a mistake. Man, how could they let this young man walk? And they said his background was due to injuries. This is why you have to be patient with your players, because they may haunt you in the end. And the fact that this young man is going to be able to come in and he knows the Buccaneers system and he's going to play against Tom Brady. The Saints are so strong at safety and cornerback that it makes me wonder if the Saints are going to make a trade, because we have so many guys. It's going to be hard to get all these guys on the field. You know, we got Roby out there. Saints fans, we got Roby out there. And Lord knows I don't want to get rid of Roby. The only way I'm getting rid of Roby in a trade if we able to get another offensive lineman. That's the only way. You know, because you need needs. We got needs. You know, the Saints did draft Dante Taylor. That's a cornerback. So I don't think there's a need at cornerback. But you never can have too many cornerbacks. One of the things that you in football, you can never overdo the position. So maybe they sit there and they think, you know, hey, there's two positions that maybe you guys don't feel comfortable with. Offensive line, running back, or maybe tight end. So we can flirt with probably getting somebody in, you know, with the strength of positions that we have. And I'm sitting here and tell you, the Saints D-line, man, there's something special. The Saints defensive line is something special. Saints fans, we got a special football team. The rotations are going to be dangerous. The rotations are going to be dangerous. And if you're not excited, you're not a Saints fan. I don't want to, I don't want to hear all these mopey Saints fans always nitpicking, want perfect shit. No, we don't want nothing perfect. I want complete football, Saints fans. And I think that this team, from watching the San Diego game, I want to see what Jameis was going to do. The fact that Jameis haven't played no preseason game and looked that sharp. Jameis is out to prove all the national media wrong. They were wrong about this young man. And I was wrong about Jameis Winston. I was wrong about this man. And as a Saints fan, I think more of my hate with this young man was because he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The fact that he played with the Yucks and he did the shit that he did to Lattimore, to Laddie Daddy. What he did to Laddie Daddy made me real angry with him. All the eating the victories and all that stuff. I think that's what I hated about Jameis. I thought that Jameis was a very cocky young man. And I think I was right. But the fact that Jameis was willing, which showed me the difference between him and Cam Newton. This is the reason why Cam Newton is not going to get a football team. Because Jameis was willing to suck up his pride. One of the things that you got to love about Jameis Winston, that he was willing to suck up his pride and say, you know what, I'm going to go to a quarterback guru and a coach that is a Hall of Famer. I'm going to go to a future Hall of Fame quarterback, and I'm going to sit behind this guy, and I'm going to pick this man mind for 1 year. I'm going to pick this man mind for 1 year, and I'd be damned if he didn't do it. Jameis was not your ordinary backup. Jameis Winston was the #1 quarterback overall picked from the University of Florida State. Jameis Winston won the Heisman Trophy. Jameis Winston won the national championship. So he could have very much well looked at it like, I'd be damn, I'm not going down. I'm a starting quarterback. But Jameis came to New Orleans to learn how to be a good person. He came to New Orleans to learn how to be a good person, a good leader. And you can see it. You can see his leadership. And if you can't see it, then you're just a hater. See, that's what overturned my dislike for Jameis Winston. That a young man who ain't that old, like 27 years old, still got a lot of football in him, can sit there and turn around his whole life. He got his eyes fixed. He had laces, surgery. See, these are factors. See, journalism today, Fox, Sports One, ESPN, they are lazy journalists. See, I don't mind you're not liking a football team and you don't like them, but don't be lazy. I don't mind your opinions. You don't have to like the Saints. You could pick against the Saints. But your lazy journalism, making up things, is what I dislike about Skip Bayless, about Stephen A. Snitch, about Nick Wright, sometimes Shannon Sharp. These are the things that irks me about them, that they don't do homework, that they just go on the show and just make up stuff. And their biggest topic is always about the Lakers and the Cowboys. So they got more research on them organizations, the Yankees, than the small organizations like the New Orleans Saints. Do they ever ask the beat writers of New Orleans, Nick Underhill? Do they ever ask John DeSager? Do they even try to ask Mike Triplett, Mike Detillier? Do they even ask TJ Jones, Big Q, the sports karma, the state of the podcast? No, they're lazy journalists. They're lazy. That can do, see, I can get up on content and just make up some shit. And this is what they do. They make up shit. Because New Orleans is not sexy to them. And until, as long as Aaron Rodgers is a Green Bay Packer, that's what keeps Green Bay sexy. But let Jordan Love be the quarterback, they won't be sexy anymore. You understand where I'm getting at? This is, I watch, they talk about the 30 for 30, but yet don't want to mention Peyton Manning. They talk about the 30 for 30, but they don't mention Brett Favre. Like these guys didn't throw 29 and 28 interceptions in a year. But it's because Jameis. See, the hatred for Jameis, the ridicule for Jameis. You got to be fair with this. And you're going to keep going 30 for 30, but you're not going to talk about the fact that Jameis Winston led a football team 5-2. That the fact that if he would not have gotten injured, where would the New Orleans Saints been? I don't think we wouldn't even needed the 49ers' help. The Rams' help against the 49ers. Because we would have been in the playoffs. Jameis Winston getting hurt. That's how much Jameis meant to this football team. He threw 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and they still talking about 30 for 30. They still talking. Now they talking about Tampa. He's in New Orleans. And they still talking about Tampa. They still talking about his career in Tampa Bay. You can't make it up. The hatred for Jameis Winston. This is why I have never, ever wanted somebody to win more than Jameis Winston. I'm going to be rooting for this young man. He deserves to prove them wrong. And as Saints fans, we got to stand behind the brother. And if he get hurt, we got to stand behind Andy Dalton. I think we have a damn good backup quarterback. Not many times you see your starter quarterback go 4 for 4, then your backup quarterback come in and he go 5 for 5. That's unbelievable. That is potent offense. That is potent offense, Saints fans. Tony Jones Jr. looks good. Tony Jones Jr. looks good. But he always looked good in preseason, which he only had 1 preseason. See, Saints fans are banking on his injuries that he had and how he was having some poor performances. But I think Tony Jones Jr. has learned from last year. See, Saints fans will love you in the moment, and they'll turn on your ass in 2 seconds. Saints fans will turn on you in 2 seconds. You know how I go, Traquan Smith? They will turn on your ass in 2 seconds. You don't produce, your ass gonna hit the dough. We got some tough cuts. The final cut is tomorrow. Cut day for the New Orleans Saints. You're gonna see some guys that you're gonna be surprised the Saints are gonna let go. If you want to put some of your guys, your surprise cuts in the chat, let me know who you think gonna be one of the biggest surprise that's gonna be cut. I really think it's gonna be Traquan. I hate to say it, but I think Traquan is gone. I hate to say it because we're so stacked. New Orleans Saints have never been this stacked. It's not because Traquan is so bad, it's because we're so stacked. And I really think we should trade him. I think that I think the Saints should trade some of these guys and rather than just release them. There are multiple teams that could use a wide receiver. So I'm going to close this live, and I want to thank you guys for the nightly talk. Remember to subscribe to the baddest sports show in the Deep South. Remember, this is the baddest sports show podcast. And also, remember that we also on Facebook. We also on Twitter. So please follow and subscribe on all of these outlets. Remember that on Saturday, we allow everybody to come in the chat, or those who come in the chat can come on a panel. We will allow you to hear your voices. Remember, we're going to have the post game against the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to have the pregame and the post game we're going to do the tailgate party right here on the Baddest Sports Show. We're also going to do the post game. And we want to hear what you got to say. On the post game, after the game, we will allow you to come in and say your opinion, whether it's good or bad. We're going to allow the Saints fans, the Who Dat Nation, to come in and say what's on their mind. So I'm out of here. I want to thank you guys once again for supporting the baddest show in the South.